How are you?
Pretty good, can't complain. Welcome to Heavy Brand Podcast. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
So now, introduce yourself to the good people.
Hi, my name is Nay Marie. I'm the founder of Taji Mag. Yeah, beautiful Black culture publication for us, by us, featuring only us. We've been doing it for about 6 years now.
Okay. Now, are you originally from New York or from a different?
Yes, born and
Okay,
raised in New York.
beautiful. Being African, I was being African, a lot of my people I noticed are usually in New York City. When I'm, walking past the cab, I hear Chui, my Ghanaian dialect being spoken very frequently in New York. So shout outs to
Absolutely.
NY.
The fam
So
is happy
now,
out here.
anytime I go out there, have a good time. I know I grew up in Detroit and lived there for so long, but having family out there, it was always a regular thing to go up to New York, especially in the summer.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Now, tell us a little bit about your background, how you got involved into the arts.
I've always been an artist. I'm innately an artist. I went to fashion industries high school. My parents are artists. So that's how it's bred in me. There's nothing I can really do about it. But I cultivated it later in life after not wanting to work a 9 to 5 anymore, and I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So I dove into photography, and that was a whole nother, science that I fell in love with. And then from there, I, used all of the skills together to create Taji Mag.
Beautiful. Your Instagram page really caught my eye, and starting this youth podcast, one of the main purposes of my podcast was to provide a platform for young people to tune into, tap into, and find something positive coming from people of color from the whole diaspora. Like, some of my viewers, some of my viewers are from my native homeland of Ghana. Some are young ball players from South Sudan, real tall, athletic, looking for opportunity to take their talents to a U.S. college someday. And,
Right.
Some are from Detroit, my adopted hometown. And I wanted the young people to see other people of color, see that, the struggle is real. However, we have made it, and we will continue to thrive and flourish. Don't give up and fall victim to your current circumstance. So
Absolutely. Consistency is really key. And that goes across the board for success. If you're consistent in what you do, you'll see, the fruits of your labor. So if you stick with it, and believe in it, if you stick with it and believe in it, you'll see a lot of your dreams come true.
yes, ma'am. Now, when I look at your page, it says, a lot of businesses, they have the slogans, their brand lines, okay, that's fine and dandy, but yours really lit a light bulb in my mind. I'm like, okay, whoever's winning this thing, I gotta get them on the show. It says elevating Black brands, narratives, and imagery. Break that
Absolutely.
down for us. How'd you come up with that?
Well, essentially, our voices are squashed a lot, especially, being in the States. We're always under someone else's shadow, under someone else's arm. We're always the Black version of something else. And we're actually originators of most things. Most things we start, somebody else takes, they recycle it and generally water it down and then feed it back to us and claim that they started it. So basically that's we're reclaiming a lot of our narratives and imagery, and then elevating, giving, the platform is giving space for those brands to elevate and to rise where they might not have the opportunity to do so otherwise.
Excellent. Now, I seen you, feature like casting calls, and one casting call, it was refreshing to see because so not to date myself, but I'm an '80s baby, and you know, so how it was like now in my era, in my neck of the woods, being dark skinned created a lot of battles for me growing up because literally when I stepped foot on American soil, 1987, you know, up until I was 5.5 years old, everybody looked like me for the most part. Yeah, I had aunties that was maybe copper tone, but everybody was black. Mm-hmm. So, when I came to the United States, it was like, why he's so dark, or why he's so black, or it made me color conscious, for the first time, so going through my melanin wars and seeing that casting call that you had on your Instagram page. It said casting call for Royal Guards, dark brown or dark skin, free form or locks and froze wanted. And I was like, salute, like I really like if people only knew the struggle, the image, the image battles that, some young people of color go through. And sometimes it's self-inflicted, within our own,
right. Absolutely.
Communities, so I appreciate what you bring to the table. Now, have you done any other like collaborations with other people?
Oh, always, all the time. So that casting call is actually for LJE Model Agency. Their owner is producing a film. So he's looking, for those people to cast for that film. And all the time we're doing, different collaborations with different agencies, different Black businesses. We've done giveaways, campaigns, whatever we can do to, really work with the community and put us at the forefront as much as possible.
And going back to, Black businesses, supporting each other, collabing. I challenge, some of our leaders to guide the younger generation and take advantage of our talents. I know in Ghana, we actually have bamboo. And right. It's crazy because when I was growing up, I thought that it was only like in China or Japan. Mm-hmm. So, a couple of years ago, I was on my business minded tip, and my brother, he used to teach out in Detroit, but he moved back to Ghana, and he's more business minded than me. I was like, hey, bamboo's starting to be real profitable here. I've been watching a show called The Lion's Den, and some guy was trying to sell toilet paper made from bamboo. I was telling my brother, Quincy, man, you need to look into this. Like maybe we can, set something up. And then a few months ago, on a YouTube video, there's a company called EcoPlanet Bamboo. EcoPlanet Bamboo is like probably the largest corporation dealing in bamboo. And guess where one of their largest plantations is now located? So I'm just looking like my people have all these resources besides the obvious gold and diamonds and oil, but now with bamboo being something new, so I had to see.
And they're using bamboo to make food containers too.
Yeah, for food containers as well, and furniture, toothpicks, toothbrushes, So, we need to get more business minded. And for those that are business minded, we need to kind of bring our younger generation into some of these lanes.
These industries. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Now, where did you get the ideas to make some of like the beads and the rings? I seen one, it wasn't quite, it was like a nose ring, but it was like some real next level and real intricate Voila. So now you made that, or you got
Yeah,
somebody
actually,
making it
I
for you?
made everything that I'm wearing. It is a lot of traditional African inspired, but with, you know, a lot of modern flair, a lot of modern style. And then also I use a lot of crystals. And crystals are, you know, really powerful for connecting with our spirit and the things, you know, that we have going on in life. They can be protective for people. So if you're using them and you practice with them, you understand the benefits of them. So that's one of the main reasons why I try to incorporate different types of crystals in my work as well. So yeah, but I've made tons of pieces from head crowns to nose chains. We do ear chains, which is a popular one. I have some 3-finger rings on. You know, I like to keep it eclectic. I like to keep it fashionable, funky, a lot of statement pieces, things that, you know, when somebody walks past, heads turn type thing.
Yes. Yes. Me being an Ashanti man, I'm really big on fashion that makes heads turn. I went to
So you get
largest
it.
high school in Detroit, and I was always wearing something really, really fashion, fashion conscious, making my statements back then. So I appreciate your movement. Now, as far as the brainchild behind Taji magazine, are you solo or do you have a team behind the scenes?
Well, I have a team now, thankfully. I started it by myself. I don't recommend that, you know, people do that, but sometimes you have to do it to get the ball rolling. But I do recommend if you can go into something with a team that's cohesive, like the one that I have now, it definitely makes things way earlier. Volume 1, I completed totally by myself. So I shot the magazine, I did the layouts, I did the articles, and that's a lot of work. And actually, not even just volume 1, I did it for the first few volumes. But we're up to volume 24 now. I have about 6 contributors who write amazing, amazing articles. The cover is open for submissions for most of the volumes. So last volume, the cover contributor was from Kenya. I believe this volume, the cover contributor might be from Nigeria. So just, you know, pulling the community in and having everybody come together to work on this beautiful and necessary little village baby.
Man, that's that's called creativity, work ethic, talent, networking. All coming together.
Absolutely, absolutely. Working cooperatively and collaboratively.
Now, where do you get your models from for some of these magazines? Just like right in the local New York area,
Uh,
or
they come from everywhere, honestly. So if I'm shooting, generally Instagram is a great source for me. At this point, I don't really have to look for models. A lot of models, you know, they come for the mag, and so it's easy to have a selection. Earlier on, we used to do a model contest, so I've found a lot of models from there. But now everything that we take in for the magazine is mostly submission based. So if people are interested, they can go to our website. All of the details are listed there on how to submit and contribute. And that goes for articles as well too. Sometimes people just have things they want the community to know about, whether it's a finance article or it's a health article, and they're looking for a platform to, elevate their voice. They're like, hey, do you mind? Can I contribute this onto your website or into your magazine? And if everything's on the up and up, absolutely.
excellent. I hope that one day you do a piece on, I'm a little biased, but on Ya Santua, the warrior queen from my
Yeah,
ethnic group. The way she,
absolutely. So we
galvanizes.
actually we're working on a few warrior queen pieces. We've featured, a lot of the goddesses and warriors in articles previously, just so that people can start to learn about them, because people don't know, they only know certain names. And usually they're the male names from our history. So, but we've done a lot of, articles and work on that as well. But there's definitely some things in the works, especially imagery wise, that we can bring forth so that people can start, sometimes it makes it easier to remember a name when there's an image associated with it.
Yes, yes. There's a lot of us, we're visual.
Yes, we are definitely very visual people.